Alright, so we have our character ready to go. Let's go ahead and take a look at the animations. So in the raw mocap data folder, you want to go ahead and select the animations folder. Then you want to go ahead and select the idle folder. Then you're going to go down to idle neutral 1. Alright, so in the inspector panel, we're not going to be worrying about this section right here. We're just going to be covering everything from the clips section on down. Alright, so first off, the clips section allows us to create multiple clips out of one animation clip. So if we want to make another clip, just go ahead and select the plus icon. And if we want to delete it, just go ahead and select the minus icon. So you can have multiple different clips in here, and you can edit each one of these individually. So if I want this one to have a 10-second clip at the very beginning of this animation clip, I can go ahead and do that, and have this one start at the very end, and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete these. Now, for our animation clip, we can change the name of it as well. I'm going to go ahead and change it to idle. The length of this animation clip is set to 107 seconds, so it's a pretty long animation clip. You can see right now it starts at frame 50 and ends at 3,275. We can preview this animation clip in the preview window down here. You can also rotate it around your character. Go ahead and hit play to see what it looks like. If you want to speed up the animation, go ahead and just click on this icon right here and just move it all the way to the right. If you want to slow it down, move it all the way to the left. So go ahead and move it back down to 1. Alright, so let's go ahead and make some changes to this animation clip. What we want to do is we want to make sure that this animation clip is a little bit shorter. So we're going to go ahead and move these little arrows right here at the very end. And we're going to go ahead and start dragging these in. And you can see when we do that, we get these little line graphs. They have different colors. And then we have these little lights right here as well. Now the goal of this is to get as many green lights as possible. If we scroll down, you can see this section down here is a little bit harder to get in the green as the other ones. This one's very easy. This one's a little bit harder. This one's very easy as well. But the more green lights that you have, the better the looping of your animation will be. So let's just go ahead and find a good section right here. I'm going to go with that one. So we're going to end it at frame 111:19. And we're going to go ahead and change this one as well. And for this one, we have all green lights, which is good. Alright, so now if we go ahead and hit play it, we see our idle animation. It looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and fast forward this at the very end. And it loops perfectly. Now if we unchecked the loop pose and move it to the very end, you can see that we get a slight jump. Now the loop pose right here allows us to create a fade transition between the very ending of this animation to the beginning of the animation. And that's why it's important to have a bunch of green lights right here. The more green lights you have, the better the looping, and that's what this is referring to, the loop between the ending frame and the beginning frame of that animation. Alright, so it looks good to go right here. We're not going to be worrying about any other sections in here, but that is how you create a simple animation clip out of a default animation clip. And the next thing we're going to be covering is the body mask. Let's go ahead and open this up. And I'm going to go ahead and open up my preview window a bit more. Now what a body mask allows us to do is basically isolate certain body parts from having an animation being played on it. So if I go ahead and hit play, you can see that our character is kind of looking around a bit. If I go ahead and click on his head, it basically freezes his head from having that animation clip applied to it. Now why this is good is because it allows us to play another animation clip onto his head while keeping the original animation clip to his entire body. So you can have two different types of animations being played at the same time on the same model. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck that head again. Alright, so that is how you use a body mask. Alright, so we're done here, so let's go ahead and hit apply. Go ahead and make sure that it's still there. Looks good right here. Now let's go ahead and take a look at a few other animations. So go ahead and close your idle folder. Let's take a look at the walking one. And you want to go ahead and select walk forward. Go ahead and hit play. That looks pretty good. You can see the loops perfectly. We have the loop pose selected. And we have all green lights except for this bottom one right here, which is just fine. And we're going to be using this one in our next video where we go over the animator controller. But let's just go over a few other animations. This animation would be good for, let's say you want a character to walk around a bunch of little small things in your scene. Or if you want to have another one, let's say, let's go with this one. This would be good for an action type of game where you want the character to interact with the world. Maybe he's jumping around a box, or maybe another character in the game. Let's go and take a look at the sprinting ones. This would be good for going from a walking type of animation into a full sprint. And we'll cover how to effectively blend different types of animations together in our next video. But that's pretty much it for how to control your animations, how to edit them, and how to create a looping type of animation out of your animation clips. In our next video, we're going to be covering how to use the animator controller.